got the coldest.
Right then, our second question in this playlist for paper 2. This one requires some knowledge, some revision. Okay, so you need to know some stuff about millilitres and centimetres cubed. What is the question asking you? So, we're making a drink container. Okay, a drink container. They need to design a new container for 500 millilitres of drink. All right, that's like your standard bottle of Coke you buy from the shop. The container has to be in the shape of a cuboid, so it's a bit like a carton of drink, you know, like a Ribena or something. The base of the cuboid will be square, and the square has to have sides of 5 centimetres by 5 centimetres. All right, maybe that's the maximum, optimum size to put on the shelves, so you can get more on the shelves or something. It says work out what is the smallest, the minimum height we could have for our container, or how, you know, what would be the smallest height, bearing in mind that we have to get 500 millilitres into the carton. All right, we can't change the dimensions of the base of it. Okay, so we've got the 5 and the 5, so this bottom bit can't change, but we still need to get enough drink in there. All right, so the problem is the units, isn't it? Because we've got centimetres and then we've got millilitres. So what's going on? I mean, what's the deal here? How many centimetres is a millilitre? Does that even make any sense? All right, so we've got to think about millilitres is a term for volume. All right, so it's a volume term, a millilitre, and it's referring to liquid. Okay, so it's predominantly used for liquids. Centimetres is not a measurement for volume, so we can't convert, but we do sometimes use a measurement called centimetres cubed. All right, and I always think of centimetres cubed, it's like a dice. All right, it's like a dice because it's like a cube, isn't it? There's the cube, it's a cube shape of dice, and if you imagine some dice are 1 centimetre in every direction, which is why a dice, I always like a dice in my mind as a centimetre cube. That's how much space a centimetre cubed is. It's like a dice. That's how much, you know, that's the amount of space it takes up, same as a dice. And a millilitre, luckily for us, a millilitre is the same amount of space as a dice, but just thinking about it in terms of liquid form, if you imagine like a liquid cube, the same size as a centimetre cube, same size as a dice, these two things are equal. All right, so in fact, 1 millilitre, oh, my pen's run out, 1 millilitre is the same as 1 centimetre cubed. It's the same amount of volume. It's the same amount of space. So we could just say that we are looking for, instead of 500 millilitres, we want 500 centimetres cubed because they are equivalent. All right, now that makes it easy for us to start working out the missing height. How tall can our carton be? How tall can our height be? So you need to know how to work out the volume of a cuboid, a container in this shape. Okay. So what is the formula for a cuboid? So if you want to know the volume of a cuboid, it is length times width times height. All right, so let's think. The volume of our cuboid, the length and the width here, the length and the width are 5 and 5. So 5 times 5. And the height is what we don't know. We're looking for the height. All right, but we do know the volume. We know how big, how much drink we've got to get in there, 500 millilitres, which is 500 centimetres cubed. So 500 is the volume. And we're only missing one thing now, the height. So let's have a look. We've got 500 is the total we need. 5 times 5 is going to give me 25 times the height. So 25 times something is got to equal 500. And whatever that something is, it will give me the height. Now I'm going to do this properly, mathematically. So we're going to, instead of, remember what I said about the inverse from the last question, 25 times h, well if I move the 25 over to the other side, it's going to become 500 divided by 25. That will give us the height. Alright, so you can just type that into your calculator, and if you think about how many 25s go into 500, I haven't got my calculator with me, so I'm going to have to do this mentally in my head. I know that 4 25s make 100, so 4 lots of 5 is going to give me 20. You can just type that into your calculator, and you will get the answer that the height must be 20. Make sure you put some units on, 20 centimetres, and that will be the answer to that question.